Hi everybody, this is the notes on rounding numbers. The first thing we're going to do is go through the steps, then we're going to talk about the rule, and then we're going to do an example of how to round to the nearest hundredth. After that, we'll be doing some more examples. So if you don't understand right away, don't worry, we will get you there. So first, the steps. You read the question carefully. Down here it says example, round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, we read the question carefully, so we did that. And it says underline the place value mentioned. Well, it mentioned nearest hundredth. So tenths, hundredths. This is the hundredths place. It was already underlined, but I went ahead and did it again. So we've gone through our second step. Now it says circle the digit. That just means a single number to the right of what you underlined. So I'm going to circle the 7. Now, this is what we do to prepare for rounding to the nearest hundredth. We're making a longer number shorter. But let's talk about the rules. If you circled a 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, the underlined digit is going to stay the same. If you circled a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, the underlying digit is going to go up by 1. So let's make our decision. We circled a 7. So that fits in this second spot there. So the digit that we underlined is going to have to go up by 1. So it would be 372.95 hundredths. Okay, so let's continue and see what we can discuss next. This says, how can you remember the rule for rounding? Well, in our classes in previous years, we've had a lot of kids tell us this, so you're going to have to tell us if there's something different. But what we had was 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, let it soar, which means let it go up 1. So 4 or less, the underlying number is going to stay the same. It's going to rest. 5 or more, let it soar. So let's go ahead and see if we can do some examples. Now remember those steps. If you need to go back and look at them, that's fine. Hopefully you have your notes with you, or if you don't, just maybe write them down on some scratch paper. Rounding numbers. This says, let's read the question carefully, round 3.632 to the nearest whole number. Well, the nearest whole number is always the number to the left of the decimal. So to start working, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that. 3.632. Since it mentioned the whole number, we're going to underline the whole number. Then, our next step, we're going to circle the digit to the right. And do you remember our rhyme? If it's 0 to 4, we're going to let it rest. If it's 5 or more, we're going to let it soar. So that's a 6. So that means, that's a 6, so we're going to let it soar. So that changes that to 4.0. Now you don't have to write the 0, but we're going to do it just to make sure we're nice and neat. All right, let's try the next one. First, we're going to read the question carefully. Round 9.184 to the nearest tenth. Just like you learned before, this is the 10th place right there. Now we're going to circle the number to the right, or the digit to the right. And again, if it's 0 to 4, we're going to rest. We're not going to do anything, but if it's 5 to 9, we're going to soar. So that means this is going to change to 9.2. The next one is 2.604, and we're rounding that to the nearest hundredth. So let's underline the hundredths place. We're going to go to the next step, circle the digit to the right. And again, we remember, if it's 0 through 4, we let it rest. 5 or more, we're going to let it soar. So that's a 4, so that means it rests. So it's 2.60. Now, there may be other ways to remember this, and we want to hear about them, so please let us know. But rounding, as simple as it may seem, or as hard as it may seem, we're going to be using this in our life a lot, okay? Especially since we're no longer going to be minting pennies anymore. We're going to have to be rounding a lot of things, I think. So sometimes you have to round when you're dealing with money. That could be taxes. That could be a tip. That could be a discount. It could be many things. Other reasons that you might round in your life might be if you are taking measurements. Or if you're shopping for something. Let's say you're shopping for fertilizer or your yard and you need 6.5 bags. Well, you can't buy 0.5 of a bag, so you would have to round up to 7. All right, that's it for today. Great job, and thanks for listening.